This is the first video on Andy on stuff, and wanted to do something in the spirit of spring, in the spirit of renewal and growth, and all the things that we hope for during Easter and Passover and all of the other spring festivals. Wanted to kick off with this video because there's no time to start like to start. So we find ourselves here in the Great Pause, 2020, April of 2020. It's Easter Sunday. And just the pause, the moment has provided us all with a lot of time for reflection. And so what's been super interesting is that while we people are on pause, everything else is spring, as it's always been. And the flowers are blooming, and the birds are out, and the blooms are coming. Everything, all the key indicators of spring are here, and that's interesting because we people in this time have come up with so much technology, and by technology I mean like roads, like this is like everything that we built. And it basically, makes it easier for us to forget that seasons happen. And so when we think about seasons, a year, right? A year is us on this rock taking a trip around the sun. And in the process of doing that, our world, the world that we rely on, goes through its stages. It's the seasons as we know it. And so when we think about our ancestors, when we think about obviously we think about 2,000 years ago on Easter, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 years, and a very primitive people living in a very different time, and spread about in tribes all over the earth. But for each one, they would see spring, and spring would be an amazing epiphany. And I'm sure we all know those people, right? We all know those people who are like, they always find a reason to have a party. And they always find a reason to have people get together. And they always have, because camaraderie is joy. And certainly in the Great Pause and social distancing, we realize that more than ever. So the spring would come, and the earth's bounty would begin to present itself. And we would have this richness, this vitality in the air. And so people all over the earth would celebrate this in different ways. All of our existing celebrations are relatively recent, being only 2,000 years old, when you really think about it. Because, this has been a magical moment. Spring is a magical moment where we come out of the darkness, we come out of the winter, we come out of the cold. Up here in New England, it's all dead-looking trees and gray and snert, and it's an amazing time. It speaks to the power of life and the power of possibility, and so peoples the world over have come up with a whole myriad of ways to celebrate that, and they're all beautiful. And so it's in that light that I think, and this is my first video on Andy on stuff, that's the kind of, thought and reflection that I want to share. I'm told, and then as an entrepreneur, philosopher, and cognitive linguist, that sometimes I look at things in a little bit different light, zooming in or zooming out. And so it's just in this time I wanted to zoom out and realize that it's on this Easter, we celebrate that the return of life, and we certainly look forward to doing that with all of our loved ones and friends and family, as our species has done for tens and tens of thousands of years, because it's that important. It's not a little thing. It's a massive thing. And it is in that spirit that I want to close out my first video, thanking you for taking a moment to watch, and wishing you all Happy Easter, Happy Passover, Holi, and I realize that there's dozens of holidays that are anchored in this spring, in the spring equinox. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.